ASL Prime League.
ASL Prime League. We're going to kick things off here on Bridgehead. We have two players, not Ryung by the way, but this is actually a player that used to be on Ryung's team. It is going to be the Red Zerg player.
SK Telecom T1 Impact.
And on the right side, our blue Terran, who certainly comes into this group as an underdog. But he has shown some good games in the past. Can he break through to the round of 8? This is...
Just Gaming Spear.
Alright. So Spear, I believe, is on Team Dust.
Mm-hmm.
And has been in a lot of the online cups recently as well, you know, and ASL is no different. He is going to try to make it out of this group, which would be pretty difficult for sure, as he does have to deal with First Impact, a player who recently joined, I believe, is it Samsung? Or
SKT.
SKT? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so
quite a little while ago. He's only actually played like a couple of games in Pro League this season against Terrans, interestingly enough, and he's basically 1-1. So he's only played 2 games in Pro League. SKT1, the best team in the Pro League standings right now, and he actually won one of those games about 2 weeks ago against Samsung Galaxy Reality. So it was a versus mech game, but on a totally different map, so I don't know how relevant that is.
Yeah. I don't know if Spear is the type that likes to go mech. Have we ever seen him do it? I know that he's a very aggressive, drop-heavy style of a Terran, but I mean, yesterday we got our fill of mechs.
That's true. Keen was really making it happen, and I've casted Spear a couple of times, both in the lower leagues and here in Prime League, and as far as I can remember, he has never played mech. He's always been a bio player. Kind of reminds me of Pult in that way. Of course, kind of like a lower tier Pult. He hasn't quite won a WCS yet. Maybe one day.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to kind of go through the proving grounds, I would say. It's relatively new to me, at least. You know, I think you said that he was in ASL Challenger, at least this season. But did he end up playing at all beforehand? Because I only just started recently hearing about him the past few months.
Spear, in my mind, he's always one of those guys who is not necessarily on the same level as Arthur, but he's in a similar situation where he's like not on a Kespa team. He could maybe be like a B-teamer on a Kespa team, but he's maybe not quite there. He plays in a lot of online cups and online tournaments like this, and he always is kind of on that cusp of like, he could be one of those Koreans who actually has a breakout performance, but it hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Well, let's hope that he can start it out here. He does have to go against Impact, a player who has proved himself to be pretty damn good, and you mentioned that he does struggle a little bit with Creep Spread and Widow Mines, which I feel like are two things that are going to be very important on a map like Bridgehead. Well, Creep Spread, of course, and then dealing with Widow Mines, as I feel like Spear is a player that would go into that into the bio, you know. If he did that, then we'd have a little bit of an issue on our hand.
I would be surprised to see Mech play out of Spear. For now, it's 2-base 1-1-1. He did go 14 CC, which again, that confidence coming from having the back rocks and kind of an in-base expansion, although certainly the back rocks do make it a kind of more exposed in-base expansion, or at least potentially exposed. We do have the 3rd CC starting up, and there hasn't been a super hard commitment one way or the other, but certainly the just general style of Spear I would be expecting bio, but I guess we're going to have Banshees as well. Is this 2-base Muta? What's this fast layer for?
Yeah, coming out of Impact, it does look like it would be that. He is getting all of his gases at the moment, has not taken his 3rd base yet, and Spear was looking for that here with the SCV first, and now he has 2 Hellions parked there. So we're going to try to get the attention of Impact inside of his natural, and then maybe rush in with those Hellions to get a bit of those drone kills, but here comes the first Widow Mine. and it's probably going to be friendly. Oh, that was close. I thought it was going to go friendly fire onto the medevac, but he gets a lot of lings with that. Doesn't really get too much damage done, though.
6 ling kills, so many times that we see those Widow Mines. Ooh, nice supply block there as well. There is 2 Overlords halfway through completion, so it's not a huge deal, but certainly annoying for Impact. The other thing is, we always see those mine drop gifts where it's just absolutely incredible damage to a Zerg or a Protoss. I mean, maybe even occasionally a Terran. And then that was just like the uninspiring one that everyone's like, oh, he got 6 lanes. All right.
Yeah.
Like, it was nice, but
could have been better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Impact made those lings in order to deal with whatever kind of early pressure would be coming out of Spear, and that was pretty much it here, you know? Not too bad, especially Impact going for the 2-base Muta. And Spear definitely knows that something is up. He saw the lings out there, they had the speed, and the lair was making where he dropped. So he knows kind of what's going on at the moment, as he does have some turrets coming, and his 3rd base is complete. Getting those barracks out already, looking like we are going to see that bio.
Adding on racks 4 and 5, he is indeed going for that, I guess, classic Spear style. It certainly feels classic to us. Muta's going to be popping on out, and in some of the games that I ended up watching of Impact, his Muta control, not necessarily the best in the world, but certainly it was competent enough. So against the pre-set up turrets, we're going to have to see, can Impact find those angles? Can he take those, you know, wise engagements?
Yeah. Coming out here, sacrificing his economy to do this. If he can delay the 3rd of Spear, I mean, that's a good victory too. But that's a lot of Marines here. And they do have Stim, and the medevacs have been out because of that early starport that Spear decided to go for. So this shouldn't do too much damage, I don't think. And if it does delay the 3rd, that's good. I mean, that's what he wants to do most likely. But he's moving out. He already stemmed everything a little bit prematurely there. And oh, the good old juke. Medevac gonna get that?
Ooh.
Not gonna get combat shield. I don't think so.
Kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. The Marines stim forward, snipe down 1, 2, maybe even a 3rd Mutalisk. Yeah, 3 Mutalisks have gone down over this game. Impact, again, showing some of those weaknesses and why he is not the top-end player on SKT1. The other impact that SKT1 could have on a Zerg player is he gets to play with Terrans like Dream, like Innovation. I'm not at all sure what the team house, you know, what the hierarchy is, but he most likely is a bit of a punching bag for some of those high-end Terrans, which I am assuming does get him some very good practice partners.
Yeah. The fact that he also has that will to learn and get better, leaving Axiom, which was a team that would probably pay for a lot of his travel to go to a lot of international tournaments. You know, going over there into that Kespa team, he is going to try to get even better at this game, but he has an even supply going against this Terran in the form of Spear, who is pushing on him as he establishes his own 3rd base.
20 or so drones are kind of the lead of supply that Impact has. He rushes in there, cleans up the majority of the Hellbats, but there's so many Stim Marines here to help push back these Mutas. The Lings and the Banes now going to be coming on forward. This is on creep, but Spear is still splitting well enough to not take very much damage. The reinforcements are here. Widow Mines burrowing. Fortunately, Impact backs off.
Ooh, that was pretty big that Spear picked up there, because Baneling speed just completed in that battle. 1-1 is already done too, but 2-2 here for Spear is on the way. So Impact has his 1-1, hasn't started his 2-2 yet, as he is trying to defend. Not going to get the best Baneling hits here. There's a lot of Marines still out. And if he doesn't get a good hit, Impact, he is going to potentially lose some drones at the 3rd, and may even lose the 3rd. But he is doing his best here to hold.
Widow Mines from Spear have yet to get off amazing hits for now. Oh. That was probably more friendly fire than anything, but Spear trying to take the engagements right on the edge of keep and drawing Impact off. Will he be able to actually take a good engagement? The majority of his Marines splitting well, but of course that means they're not actually attacking. They are segmented off and easier for the Mutalisks to destroy. They did not take the damage from the Banelings, which is certainly good, but Spear, he needs to stop this push right here, right now. He was up on army supply, but now he's down by 20.
Yeah, and now it looks like Impact is going to go ahead and put a little bit of pressure on him. And how many Banelings? Only 5 at the moment. Impact a little bit starved for gas at the... Yeah, that's what it looks like here. because he did start his 2-2, so he's not thinking about ending the game right now. He just got a good, favorable trade, and then he takes his 4th base, gets the 2-2 up, and goes into that mid to late game. So let's see if he can bring it up. Creep spread, as you said. Whoa!
Nails a medevac full of 8 Marines.
Yep, always a good thing here, because you don't have to deal with that. Don't have to focus your attention on it. Whoa, a little bit of hesitation though here.
the Widowmine hit that almost was, as the kind of natural expansion is being almost ravaged. This turret, oh my word, it's not actually going down. It's being repaired enough. 2 SCVs have gone down, but he's trading this out with so many mutas. While in the middle of the map, the engagement is happening, and it looks like Spear has been able to push back a lot of the Ling Bane from there. He has done a bit of damage in that natural, but only 2 SCVs worth.
Only 2 SCVs, yeah. I mean, usually the splash damage will kill a few more, or you start targeting SCVs, but if you're only going to kill 2 SCVs, then he's already lost 10 Mutalisks in this game. He's only at 9 at the moment, so ouch. Definitely a big deal when you get into the late game, as Muta retention is one of the most important parts in ZVT, because of just the fact that Mutas are so good when they get into that big number, and also you don't have to spend gas to remake them.
Once you can get that huge swarm of mutas, they do have a bit of a tipping point, which can certainly rocket Impact into a much better situation. One of the things that we have seen from Impact is actually nice destruction of the medevacs. He's been keeping the medevac count surprisingly low, and this is going to be factoring in every stim as Bio tries to split a little bit away from those Banelings. Not fantastic splits, but they've been good enough thus far.
Yeah, he had some really great splits before, and you said that they weren't shooting, but at least he was able to trade out, a Baneling here and there for a Marine. So obviously it could have been a lot better, but hey, he's making do with his skills, I guess. He's looking pretty good in that department, though.
Certainly no big mistakes coming out from Spear, which is extremely important. Sometimes StarCraft is decided by who made fewer mistakes. In this particular case, both players are trading relatively equally. We now have the 2-2 finishing up, which is a disadvantage that Impact was at. He was at 1-1 versus 2-2 for so long, but now that things have equaled up, maybe this can be the advantage that he needs. That's a big clump of Marines. He's going for the counterattack, the flank, rather, as Ling's coming around to go for this round. Nice split, and that's a lot of splash damage on the Mutas. The Thor finishing several of them off, and the Marine's going to be holding the line behind that.
Oh my god, yeah, and the Widowmines killed a ton of the Banelings, and a few of them did go off on the Thor. So, Impact not really trading the best there, and Spear getting that 4th command center, not falling into the trap that 3 command centers will carry me to victory. No, he's going to go ahead, go for that late game, and that 4th base is pretty nice to have, although it does have a nice opportunity for Impact to get some good run-bys going on. So I would assume that it would turn into a planetary when it does land. So what we need to look at here is if Impact is going to stay on that Lair 2-2 style, or if he's going to try to get that Infestation Pit and then go into the 3-3 and Ultras and everything like that. It all depends on how comfortable he feels, and hey, dealing with that drop at this 4th, definitely one thing to be proud about.
Impact hasn't taken a terrible amount of damage. As you mentioned, he has dealt with the majority of the attacks. He actually, wow, he's lost 0 drones in this game. 232 Lings, but 0 drones. Yeah. Small push out from Spear. He's been able to remake the majority of his medevacs. A couple of them are extremely low on HP. Baneling's going to be coming in. This is something that we saw him do actually versus Maru in Kespa Cup Season 2. He was able to get some pretty all-right Baneling detonations on those SCV lines. He loves counterattacks and trying to find the weaknesses in his opponent.
Yeah, but I don't think Spear's going back. He knows that it's there. He has to know. Whoa.
Those Baneling hits, or those Widowmine hits on the Banelings, pretty massive. Some splash damage as well. As you mentioned, Spear is not turning around. Impact is committing with the Lings, turns around with the Mutas. Lings ravaging the natural expansion. Muta's going to be turning around. Banelings rushing forward. More splash damage from the Widowmines onto the Terran Force, cleaning up all of the Banelings, but he needs to buy time. He desperately needs to buy time, does Impact.
All he needs to do is clean up this force. He has killed the natural base of Spear. And since he didn't go back, he lost so many of the SCVs. This is the cleanup that he needs, and he's going to push this on back. The medevacs are in danger. As soon as that boost is complete, it's too much. Impact takes game number 1. was on the ropes for a little bit though, but you know, was able to make it happen. Welcome back to Moonlight Madness. Here we are with a nice TVZ in Game 2 of the first series of the night. This guy showing some really nice macro. It is gonna be your Blue Zerg player.
SK Telecom T1 Impact.
And his opponent in the top right, down by 1, kind of the underdog in this group, I would say, but he can do it. I believe the Red Terran player.
Just Gaming Spear.
If you noticed, I introduced both of the players as my buddy boy. Cybert ended up, he said, you know what, I quit, I'm on strike, I don't want to do it anymore, and he just bounced. He quit the Skype call and defriended me on Facebook. So, I would be solo casting this one here, but no. Unfortunately, his game did kind of goof up, and he'll be sitting this one out for now, but we'll just keep on going here with this game. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a 2-rack, so it will not be a very quick game, but, you know, we are going to go right into this Reaper opener out of Spear, who did not do that last time, remember. Opened it up in kind of a almost ZVP style of, or TVP style of fashion. So, a little bit intrigued that he did open up and decide to go for the Reaper this time. Impact didn't really do anything cheeky last game, but this game he's opening up with the pool first, and is also getting the gas with it. So we'll see if he decides to do something kind of crazy this game, or if he's only getting it because he expected there to be some kind of 2-racks here in game number 2. So out of Spear is going to be pretty much the one Reaper, not going to be any more than that. Right into that factory, getting out those Hellions to get that map control, and start to clear the creep out, as it did look pretty good for Impact last game. Kind of stopped at the point where I think where Spear was really pushing, so maybe that's where Impact starts to kind of fall in creep spread when he's under pressure, as do a lot of Zerg players, you know, slipping on inject, slipping on creep spread, and you only focus on dealing with drops and pushes, not losing all of your banelings to Widow Mines, as that happens so often. Taste the Lope, and the Tosalope kind of chilling out there as the Reaper goes over. And does see that it is going to be a pull first and gets on out of there. And he's actually going to make 2 Marines out of the barracks first and is missing this Overlord somehow. Oh, but he sees it and it is going to go down in the middle of nowhere. Not a good time to be an Overlord, or at least that Overlord. Makes me wonder if he is going to go find any other ones. 4 Marines here. So maybe he is going to do something with the medevac again. You know, we see the tech lab here next to the starport. But you know, it still could be a medevac, so we'll see if he decides to go for it or go for the Banshee instead. And it does look like it will be the Banshee, so Hellions and Banshees will be coming out. I don't think it will be the cloak variation, though, because there is only 1 gas. He still could do it, but it's a little bit delayed, and I don't think it really benefits it too much. So, Marines getting another Overlord here. The Hellions giving a little bit of a shield for them. And this is going to be a legit push here out of Spear. 3 Queens should be more than enough, though. 1 does have a transfusion. That is the one that Spear is going to go for. Drones have to come off the line for a second, but it is going to allow those Queens to get a little bit more damage done, but this is not done yet. You're noticing here that Spear is targeting down the Queens on purpose, as he does want those Banshees to do a lot of damage when they come through, but Marines are going down left and right. And so do 2 Hellions, I think. Yeah, 2 Hellions and 4 Marines get down, and what do we see here for Impact? Only a Ling. He lost more in the Overlords than he did in the actual defense. So, really nicely defended here by Impact, using a transfuse on one of those Queens. And he keeps them all alive, so he is going to be able to deal with this Banshee that will be coming out. So, where are you, Banshee? Gonna go find that there's not even a third to harass. The only thing that Impact has to deal with is this Banshee, and he should be able to do it. The creep is spread out from his main into his natural, and although there are no Spore Crawlers, one Queen gonna get transfused up, and yeah, Spear is gonna have to get pushed away. Impact doing this beautifully, and he's gonna be pretty comfortably taking this third. But the Banshee, you know, the Banshee could do a little bit of work here, as this drone does go down, but as soon as the Banshee leaves away, the drone gets a chance to put down a hatchery. So Impact definitely getting the better end of this opener, and he's going to be going into 2-base Muta, which I don't believe was spotted here by Spear. The only thing that he saw was the lair complete, and was able to scout the front and saw that there were no buildings there. So, hey, you can see him kind of prepare the same way that he did in game number 1. Bio is going to be the choice, though. 1-1 on the way, and looking like we will see that. Very, very normal ZVT stuff. But Impact going to put down those Evo Chambers, perhaps, when he makes his first round of Mutas. Start getting into the upgrades. He hasn't made a Baneling Nest yet either, so he's using every ounce of gas in order to get as many Mutas out, and then he'll focus on it. So down goes the Baneling Nest, but the Mutas are already out. And, well, they're about to be out. Rather, they're in the egg. Spear does have turrets coming up in his main, in his natural, and his third base. And he should be able to defend against the Mutas, and he already has his third up. So this is kind of cool for Spear, because last game it took him a little bit more time to get that third up, and it was off of an attack that didn't really do much either. So he's been kind of doing these attacks, and Queens are pretty good units as they do deal with them. Changeling not going to get a chance to get any scouting except for the third. And the Mutas are out. They get spotted by a Hero Hellion, who is no longer with us here, and gives Spear the chance to kind of get in position, and I think he is. Even adding an extra turret, we saw that on Bridgehead as well. Going into the natural of the Mutas, but Impact got to be very careful with those Mutas. He might lose one here if he goes in again. Another shot. Oh, so scary to do this, but finally Impact finds an angle to get in there, killing 2 SCVs that are killing, or just, I would hope they're not killing, building a bunker or a barracks. But the Marines do have stim now. 2 Mutas are going to go down, which is a pretty big deal with a 2-base Muta opener. You don't want to lose any of the Mutas unless you're going for an actual trade to kill every single Marine so that you can just win the game straight up. Not going to be the case here. Spear going to be on the map, going to clear a few of these creep tumors here. The Spine Crawler is going to get transfused and buy a little bit of time, but it does go down in the Banshee. Oh no, the Banelings are actually going to get taken out. They don't have speed yet. Mutas need to not fly over Marines. Spear is going to get some sick momentum, killing every single one of the Banelings once again. And this push is killing every single Muta. Is this going to be the push that kills Impact? Oh, if he targets down the Banelings, he could do it though, but he is going to have to get on out of there. Knows that he is uncontested in the sky because he killed every Muta. So 2-base Muta build that gets all of his Mutas killed is not quite a 2-base Muta build now, is it? Not much. Gonna go right into that Ling Bling style. 4 more Mutas are on the way. But so many more drops are coming here for Spear. Using this to his advantage, which is such a smart idea, you know? If there's no Mutas in the sky, then might as well go and drop. A lot of the times, drops are gonna stop because of the Mutas, but he invested in them and he lost them. Even supplies here for both players. A better army for Spear. Better economy, or at least worker count for Impact. Except mules, man. That income tab is looking pretty even. So here comes another distraction attack here to the natural of Impact. But it's not a distraction. I thought it was, as the other units were looking like they wanted to go to the other side, but they're just all going to push here, and the creep spread hasn't even extended past the ramp. So Impact is trapped in his little corner, and Spear is just setting on up, getting 2 Widow Mines at the edge of the creep. One going to shoot an Overseer, and he actually kills it. Another one going to have to get morphed in, but Impact is against the ropes. Spear does have Banelings. No, I don't know why I keep, like, doing that. Calling Banelings Banshees and whatnot, but I was going to say that the Baneling speed has been completed here for Impact, and he is just not trading well against these Marines, you know? Spear keeps on killing him. Oh, the Widow Mine hit to end all Baneling life on this planet. It is going to be a really hard hold here for Impact, but if he is able to get a good hit, he should be able to do it. It's all about these trades at the moment. Marauders not going to soak the damage, but the splits are really nice. Another good Widowmine hit, getting all of the Banelings, and the Mutas are back somehow. They just popped out of nowhere. But this push has been happening forever, and there is no counterattack out of Impact, so He's going to keep on holding on, and eventually he is just going to give in because he can't maintain this off of 3 bases against a 3-base Terran. Or else it's just going to be cost-ineffective trades until you can't trade anymore because you simply don't have anything. Widowmine's going to go off on a lot of the... Whoa, Mutas! Getting 2 of them to the face. Overseer's also getting taken out. The unit lost is looking pretty bad here for Impact, but he's feeling it. He feels like he can do something here, and you know, a lot of these Marines are low. Perhaps he could. Mutas are able to get a little bit of damage while they push back, allow the Banelings to get better hits. Supply surprisingly is evened up, but the creep spread is getting cut down even more. 4th base looking like it wants to be taken by Impact. After all of that, I think he's going to be able to do it, but Thors are already on the map, and nothing but units coming out of Spear. It's so insane how much Impact has to deal with right now. And if Spear sets up here while Impact is trying to take his 4th, he's never going to be... Oh my god, another Widowmine hit. Could he do it again? He could. Oh, he sees the Widowmine though, and it is going to go off on another one of those Mutas. Finally though, a bit of a run-by, or an attempted run-by out of Impact at the natural of Spear. Going to get cleaned up pretty easily. And, yeah, Thors are here. Don't have the mechanical upgrade yet. Not even on the way. And once again, only +3 attack coming out of Spear here in the later stages of the game. Impact going to try to get some counterattack damage done. This is how we won the game last time, but he was in a much better position, that is for sure. Spear doesn't even realize it because he does not have a supply depot there. And there's no defense here. Oh my goodness, there is nothing here in the 3rd base of Spear. He is going to have to deal with a lot of lings, and he's way out of position. There is a drop at the 3rd of Impact at the same time, so is he going to be paying attention to both? He has a lot to pay attention to. No, he's not. Going to lose a lot of those Marines to a few Banelings. Impact getting in and getting a lot of damage done. Killing that command center here as the 4th one will never get complete. Not a cancel either. Minerals are definitely something that Spear could use, but he is going in for the kill. He does not want to lose the same way that he lost last time. He's cleaned up the counterattack a lot better than he did, but that could have been a bad Baneling hit on all of his Marines, but he's still kiting them back. He's still running. Widowmine gonna assist here, and I think this is gonna be a lot here for Impact to deal with. He's continuing to hold incredibly well, but the numbers are on Spear's side. Losing a lot of Marines to the Banelings, but a lot of the Mutas will fall to the Thor. And this Thor is holding strong. Incredibly strong, actually. Up to 9 kills already. And this has been the story of this game. Impact is holding on, trying his best. He keeps on losing all of his Mutas. And, oh my goodness, Spear. Just too much. Impact taking game number 2, and we will tie it up. Alright, welcome back. We are on game number 3 of the first match of the night, TVZ. Our first one, actually. We have a second one coming right after this, but before we get into that, let us finish this one. This player showing a little bit of weakness with that creep spread and muta control. He is going to be that red Zerg.
SK Telecom T1 Impact.
While in the bottom right-hand corner, the boisterous Blue Terran. This is...
Just Gaming Spear.
This was something I was expecting to see at least once in the series here. Spear, very known for doing this every once in a while in the series. Busting out that 2 racks. And he puts it in a location, it's a pretty... I don't know how common it is, but I always see it on the top whenever I see it. So maybe it's too obvious to put it there, but either way, it's still pretty close. It's just not as... Yeah, it's actually pretty... I don't know. It's kind of far, actually.
It almost doesn't matter. Impact, when he's up against a guy that he's worried about, he'll scout for this sort of thing. When he's up against Spear... No scout, hatch, gas, pool.
Wow. He might pay for it dearly. And if he doesn't realize what's happening, then that'd be the worst way to go out. Well, not go out, but at least lose the first series. So here it comes, though. SCV going in, looking like a regular SCV scout, saying nothing wrong here. And Impact, I don't know if he's picked up on it yet, but he will.
Oh, he sees a Marine.
Oh, man.
His Overlord technically did see a Marine. I don't know if he was actually looking, but he'll definitely know in just a couple of moments, as there's the bunker going down within sight of that hatchery. Impact knows exactly what's gone down.
Mm-hmm. Well, he is going to have to react incredibly well here as he's pulling so many drones. If you pull this many drones and you don't get the cancel on every single one of those bunkers and get a few Marine kills, it's not pretty.
He just immediately starts mining away at his natural expansion, just transitioning those drones down. May end up losing an Overlord as Spear, trying to find that damage, cancels one of the bunkers. The other bunker is definitely in range. Spear wants to get the cancel on this hatch. If Impact manages to hold this, then Spear is not in a very good position.
He's losing a lot here. HP-wise, not necessarily units-wise. Bunker is up. Spinecrawler is not going to finish in time here. He's going to have to go with all those lings, but with that second bunker on the top finishing, he should be able to get those Marines in there and even protect the other bunker by giving it cover fire, and that's going to be it. Yep, the bunker goes down. Spear going to get it, but is it the end here, Cybert? You know, speed is done, but there's no bailing list.
The counterattack with
oh my god, he got
on the other side of the map. Yeah, he got the depot. He's gonna try to go for some SCVs, but as you guys can see, it's only 4 lings. There's so many Marines on the other side of the map. 9 Marines in total. 2 of them have been pulled back. A couple of SCVs will end up going down. Nice control from Impact. Loses 1 ling, takes some damage on the other ones, and still he hasn't taken. He has taken a lot of damage. He lost the hatchery, but again, if you look at the state of how this game is played out, it's not exactly like Spear is going for an economical build either.
No. I mean,
Gets the surround on 2 Marines. He's actually going to be able to break down these bunkers. One of them, with only 1 Marine, gets pretty much eliminated first, and now the Spinecrawler is still doing some damage, but the surround on these bunkers isn't going to be enough. The answer thus far is yes, as the Lings do get a surround again on the Marines. Everything is cleaned up, everything is held, and it's 16 drones versus 15 SCVs.
Yep, 35 supplied at 18, right now 20. And even getting a bunker up. Spear is terrified right now of what is going to be following up. That was quite the move there from Impact. Getting a few lings out and then busting out with the rest of them. I didn't think
he's even going to be going for a relatively fast third base. All things considered.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at that right now. As we do see at least Impact doing that. Has
Spear, I mean, even dropping down an additional command center as well. Both of these guys are like, alright, I guess we go macro from here.
Yeah. Like, nobody killed each other, but hey. Did a good amount of damage there, Spear did, but he just couldn't either finish the game off, and he also couldn't at least do crippling damage. Like, he went out of that with less supply, so usually it only happens when you see roaches.
I was going to ask if it was going to be some sort of, like, Roach Bane bust or some sort of, you know, like, you'd expect Impact after that to be like, alright, I got to kill you fast. But, yeah, with the third base powering up, he's, of course, going to be looking to add on drones. It doesn't do you a huge amount of good if you've got 3 bases and no drones. Of course, the additional larva is always nice. But do you have any kind of ideas as to what maybe Impact could be going for?
It's really hard to tell for right now. But the way that it looks like is, you know, 1 gas. He's only mining 1 in gas right now, so he's just going for that super economic greedy build. Perhaps he knows that Spear would follow it up with a double CC.
Spear certainly wants the security of triple orbitals, and in so many games prior to this, we have seen 2-base Muta-style builds, fast layers coming out of Impact, and now this is completely flying in the face of everything that he has kind of previously done. He gets some good damage out, and oh, he's going to be looking for the run-by. Doesn't quite manage to sneak into the base just yet, but he's got a lot of lings. There's the surround on the Marines. He's in the main. He's got so many lings right here. He can go for the SCVs.
And all the SCVs getting taken out. Don't even need Banelings as he gets on in. Going for the add-ons, actually, but he's going to send a few into the middle line, and that's going to be it. Cyber Impact goes to the winners match.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.